Have you heard people say things like, AI is not coming for your job, don't worry? You usually hear this from CEOs of AI companies. One area or industry that it does seem like AI may have some impact on is Hollywood, starting with visual effects companies. I don't know if you've seen lately some of the AI text-to-video videos that have been going around the web. Let me show you a couple. This, it says, was created with Julio AI. Nope, that's not how you say it. Halu, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I tell you what, look at this and tell me that's not a movie. Like if you were watching a movie, there's some issues here. These people look like they're made of wax and they've gone through a really horrendously hot day. But just as a reminder, okay, we've all seen this. That was AI video about a year ago. We've all seen that video, but that was AI video about a year ago. So I'd say things have progressed a little bit. Oh, you're not impressed yet? Take a look at this. What? Huh? Where did he find that creature? I don't even know how this guy created this. The other thing I don't know is this guy AI as well as this, or did he like comp in this AI? Like, I don't know. I think they're both AI. The thing is, I really can't tell. I think that whole thing is AI. Dang, that's crazy. You're not impressed yet? No problem. We're just getting started here. This one to me is the most mind-blowing, especially a few of these clips, which we'll go through. Okay, watch this clip and tell me that visual effects artists in Hollywood aren't just a little bit nervous. I mean, are they perfect? No. But is that mind-blowing? I don't know. Maybe your mind's not blown. Nothing's going to surprise you. You could say things are shifting, and that shift is definitely evident in Hollywood, especially with visual effects artists. One way of being assured of that is James Cameron. James Cameron recently joined the board at Stability, which is an AI company. I'll show you what Stability is. Because you're like, what's Stability? You know what Stability is. This is Stability AI's website, activating humanity's potential through generative AI. Open models in every modality. They do like video, they do audio, they do text to video, text to image. It's mainly for enterprise level clients, but they're doing some, I suppose, interesting things, you could say. Things like James Cameron joining. So I'm going to show you a clip from James Cameron talking about this venture, why he's doing it, and where he sees this technology going. And then, you tell me if I don't know, if you're in the visual effects world, you feeling pretty confident about your career choice, your job, where things are heading? Because, well, just watch this.
Good. It's just that I've known Prem and Sean Parker, who are the two principals and the leadership of this new entity, and I've known them for years now because they were are part owners of Weta Effects, which is the big VFX company.
That alone is really interesting. What did he say about they were something at Weta?
Weta Effects, which is are part owners.
Crazy. They were part owners of Weta Effects. If you don't know Weta Effects was started during Lord of the Rings as a visual effects company that was pulling off the incredible CGI effects in Lord of the Rings. And they're still one of the leading, maybe the leading visual effects house in all of the world, like doing Hollywood craziness. Like James Cameron, he talks about it. He's in New Zealand, which is where they're based right now, working on Avatar 3. Avatar is a movie that, did mediocre at the box office and used some visual effects. And Weta is behind a lot of the effects work in at least the new upcoming Avatar 3 and some of the others. Well, all of the others. So listen to what he says.
Weta Effects, which is the big VFX company that I work with down here in New Zealand. That's where I am right now, working on finishing Avatar 3. And I know them well, and I think that we have a mutual respect for I certainly respect their intellect and vision. I get along with them very well, and I trust their leadership. And we've talked about these ideas for literally years now of what can be accomplished in this space. And the interesting thing is we sit at a unique nexus, between big tech and Gen AI on the one hand, and on the CGI-based workflows associated with movie and television visual effects. That's a unique trade space to be in, because we all think that the next big leap forward is going to be to find a commonality, a common platform between those two fields, which are very, very different. The way in which we have generated images for Avatar, let's say, and for all the other big visual effects films that I've been involved with has iterated forward for 36 years now. I've been involved in computer graphics and CG imagery. It's iterated forward. It's now a highly mature art form. And Gen AI image creation, especially text to image, it works in an entirely different way. And right now there's not much of an intersection set between those two worlds. That's where we want to be. That's our.
So I thought that was fascinating. He's comparing the old world visual effects methods using CGI, computer graphics, with this new approach, which we just looked at, and it's in its infancy. But to hear him say that they are drastically different worlds, and assuming I think what he's saying is that Stability AI is attempting to kind of merge these two or bring them together and take what this new technology with AI is doing and bring it into the world of storytelling, like Hollywood level movie making storytelling. But I just thought it was so interesting that he's like, these two worlds are so separate, because you might think like, oh, this has happened before, which it did. It happened specifically in the film Jurassic Park. So prior to Jurassic Park, there had been minimal attempts at CGI work, computer graphics, in Hollywood level movies. The first one, I believe, was The Abyss, that had used CG effectively. The next one was Terminator 2. And there were some other like little attempts, but those were like the most successful use. And what Jurassic Park did was to take CGI from this kind of fluidy, like metallic look, which is kind of all they could do, kind of this fluid metallic look, and proved that CGI could be used to create fully fleshed mammals, dinosaurs, in harsh daylight, which has never been done before. And at the time, there was this guy named Stan Winston, who was a puppeteer. No, I think Stan Winston did puppets and like stop motion animation, which was what Steven Spielberg had planned to use for Jurassic Park prior to being shown what CGI could do through ILM and Dennis Muren and Michael Lanterri. I think Michael Lanterri. Oh, is it Michael Lanterri? I'm getting these names confused. This is all off the top of my head because I am obsessed with Jurassic Park. That was a good movie. But anyways, Stan Winston did the puppeteering, I think, and Michael Lanterri was like the stop motion guy, and that's what they were planning to use. So anyways, Dennis Muren and some of the guys at ILM came to Spielberg and said, look what we can do. Give us a shot. And as soon as Spielberg saw the test, he was like, done. And I think either Stan Winston or Dennis Muren, or Michael Lanterri, said something to the effect of, oh, I'm extinct, or I'm done for. And Spielberg used that clip in the film. Anyways, there was kind of an end of an era, where you used a lot of stop motion prior to CGI in films. Models and puppeteering, that was sort of how you did visual effects. And then everything changed with CGI. To some extent, you could adapt, because in the early days, if you see how they were using CGI in the early days, you can actually see film clips of some of the puppeteers, some of the CGI guys, like building these robotic sort of models of dinosaurs that you could position in different ways, just like you would with like stop motion animation, like claymation, like a model out of clay that you'd move it, frame by frame. You could see how they'd build these models of dinosaurs, and it would translate into movement into the computer. Like they were playing around with how to merge these two things, but in the end, they were very different. But I think the differences that you're seeing today, as James Cameron just described, are so vastly different. And the biggest difference is in what it will cost to create these visual effects. like we just looked at, you're seeing almost cinema level visual effects being created by I think just morons like me using these tools, these text to video tools that are creating worlds and imagery that are just mind blowing, and it's free. They're very, very cheap compared to what it costs today to create cinema level visual effects. So I would assume if you're in the visual effects world, you're freaking out right now. And a lot of people are seeing the potential for this. Let me find it here. Just give me a minute, okay? Calm down. Oh, yeah. I found it. Okay, so watch this little clip. There's others making a move. Okay, well, before I play this clip, I think there's two rules of thought. It seems like two schools of thought or rules of thought. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Two schools of thought when it comes to AI in Hollywood. You have, I think, the majority of people in Hollywood who are digging their heels into the ground saying, like, don't change what we're doing. Don't let this technology affect us, which makes me feel like Hollywood is so far into the past, like antiquated, old school, which is weird because I've loved movies my entire life. Love them. Love Hollywood. Love the movie making process. I've always thought it's so innovative. They're the ones like pushing forward so fast, so hard with new technologies. And now all of a sudden when AIs come out, complete opposite. They are like antiquated and old school. And rather than diving in and jumping into this new world that we're being faced with, we're being forced into. James Cameron has been extremely innovative. And he's obviously jumping in with both feet. He's not the other one. Watch this little clip, if you will.
Faced by movie makers trying to crack Hollywood, most notably film production costs. Well, One Entertainment embracing AI is Lionsgate, which has recently announced a partnership with artificial intelligence company Runway to allow a new AI model to be trained on their extensive film and TV archive. But at what cost? Asks The Guardian. Some film producers have now joined forces to develop best practice for the use of generative AI in factual storytelling. This is currently one of the more organised efforts in Hollywood to grapple with the ethics of a technology that could prove devastating for jobs, which is why there are now calls for better transparency around the...
So there are some companies who I think are open to and realizing this is the future, and they're trying to jump in and navigate this and figure it out, as we all are. And there's others who are just freaked out, but I would say understandably so. I think you see that real clearly with in Hollywood. It's just interesting to me that there's other industries who haven't been affected like Hollywood has or is going to be, who just feel like, man, my job's safe. I'm safe in what I'm doing. Hollywood's not, and those people, like, the thing, Hollywood is using the technology, the tools, the computers to their fullest extent right now, and they're the ones being hit probably the hardest and the soonest, the quickest. Those of us who are using it just kind of passively, I mean, my word, it's coming. And if you don't think it's coming, then, you got another thing coming. I'm going to try to use the word come as much as possible. Anyways, that's basically all I wanted to say. I'm going to do a lot more on Hollywood and visual effects and how it's potentially going to be interrupted. But I just wanted to throw a quick video out there because I thought it was interesting that, you have the kind of this clash of titans between Hollywood and AI tech companies, and AI is obviously going to win. They're the future, and Hollywood more and more is showing that they are stuck in the past. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, dang it. It won't affect your YouTube feed. If anything, it'll make it better, and it would help me out tremendously. Thumbs up the video. Do all the things that YouTube algorithm wants you to do to show them that, this is a good video. You should push this out to more people. Anyways, thanks for watching.